just amazing. These songs
Thank you.
and these interpretations.
Cole Porter wrote them. I didn't write these.
Of course, but
All
you
the
interpreted
songs.
them so beautifully. You and Tony Bennett, this album, Love for Sale, is now streaming in full. It's a great celebration.
Thank you.
And as we continue to sort of talk through what this means to you, your performances on this album are already being widely regarded as some of, if not the best of your career. You know, I talked before about the 5-star review in The Independent. The reviews are coming in. People are all talking about the way that you work through these songs and perform them at times with power and emotion and other times real restraint. And I wonder how you prepared yourself not only to perform these songs with someone like Tony, knowing that this was his final record, and also taking on something like Cole Porter. You took on a lot with this.
You know, I can promise you that every note that I sang, I was thinking about how this was Tony's last album.
The finality of it must have, how did you stop that from getting in front of your ability to be in that moment that's so important?
Well, one of the other great pieces of advice Tony always gave me was go deeper, meaning if you think you've hit the bottom of yourself, then go deeper, and you're singing and you think you've got it right, you can go deeper, keep going deeper, deeper. And
what does that mean, go deeper? Some people will wonder how you get there to a place that is indefinable by the constructs of what we see and hear on an everyday basis. It's a very spiritual piece of advice.
I guess what I would say is, to give you an example, it would be, like, I have a tattoo that's Miles Davis's trumpet. Tony Bennett drew it, and he signed it, and you can't see it, it's underneath my dress. But I've quite literally got Tony under my skin. So it would be like thinking about that while I'm singing. It would be about thinking about how during his life and after his life, he will be with me always, that he will be a part of my cells. He will be a part of my blood. And it would be about having that in my mind with every word, having that in my mind with every harmony, having that in my mind with every musical change that I choose to make based on what he does. That's going deeper. And it's like, and then you might ultimately end up thinking about your dad, or thinking about your grandfather, or thinking about people in your life that, you know, there's a temporal nature to life, right? We don't live forever. So what does that mean? And what does it mean also to be a legend like Tony, meaning that he will, in some ways, live on forever?
There's so much to dive into here, and you remind me of something you said a few minutes ago, which was you're really glad that you recorded this album at this time. And I wonder whether there's a part of you that feels if you hadn't been through these other very revealing, important, creative journeys, Joanne, Chromatica, this journey of self-discovery, whether to some degree you think consciously or subconsciously you're referring to that because that allows you now to use those experiences to go deeper.
To go deeper. I think that I have a rebellious quality to my artwork. I have a rebellious quality to life. I like to take risks and push myself to the edge for the truth, to find the truth. I find I discover myself more through my art when I make the effort to be vulnerable and go deeper and find the truth about myself. As in, I could say to you, I knew I loved Tony before we made Love for Sale. But then we made Love for Sale, and I really knew how much. And I knew how much because I went to that place with him every single time. And he really is my friend. And I will say, singing with someone that has Alzheimer's it's sure different. And Cole Porter says in Let's Do It, it's nature, that's all. Simply telling us to fall in love. So I always say that what's happening with Tony, it's nature.
Music is so powerful. You know, my mother has dementia, and yet music is something that she is constantly leaning into and dancing and searching for melody in songs. And it's something I don't think that we'll ever truly understand, how music as a language is able to cut through even these situations and allow people to still find themselves.
Well, first of all, I'm so sorry to hear that about your mom.
I only share it because I want you to know that I understand, and also really in reference to music and how powerful it is.
It's very powerful, and it really moves me to hear you say that, because there's a gift I wish I could give the whole world that I hope I could just give them 1%
Yeah.
on Love for Sale, which is it's the magic of music.
Yeah.
I have watched this man come alive singing these songs. I've watched his short-term memory do things that it's just biologically not supposed to be doing right now. Neurologically, we're told it's not possible. And yet it still happens, and there's echoes of our companionship for years, even in moments where he's looking at me and I will be just not sure that he knows exactly who it is, but he knows my heart. Mm-hmm. And he feels my heart, and he trusts me. And it's why he keeps singing with me. It's why we keep working together. And I'm very grateful we made this when we did, because it was a different time and his nature was different. We were able to connect in a different way. But I have to say, Zane, like, jazz is all about talking. It's all about being real. It's all about being real.
Real.
So you better be listening. So whether someone has Alzheimer's or not, you better be listening, feeling, paying attention.
Of course.
So whatever he says to me, whatever I'm going to throw back, whatever I'm going to slide across the table, under the table, side of the table, ping pong across the room, it's got to be real. And so where it comes from, that's just where it comes from. And that's the authenticity. That's the authenticity of jazz. For Tony Bennett to sing to me, I concentrate on you. Those words, they mean something different when they're coming from a man that's 94 years old.
Yeah.
And he is looking at me saying, I concentrate on you, meaning I'm concentrating on you because I'm banking on you.
Yeah.
You're gonna lead me right now.
Yeah.
And Tony's always led me. And the hardest thing, I would say, in being vulnerable in the spirit of jazz with the audience, the hardest thing for me has been, you mentioned taking the reins and then having restraint. It was whenever I needed to, I did what I had to do. But restraint's easy with Tony. I always stood 2 inches behind him. It's just where I should be.
The song is called Let's Do It. We're going to play it next, and the reason why we're going to play it next is because you referred to it before as being the youngest song on the record, and a moment where you get to shine in your own moment. And I think it's really important that even in a collaborative project like this, you get a chance to step out, because it helps you find your way that we spoke about before. So I guess this is an important step towards you getting beyond that 25 years or whatever it is, and getting on with your way.
Yeah.
Here it is. Let's do it.